I said to someone a few months ago, it is interesting, Elder Crummy, how God will take you in circles before he'll let you go back. Get this into your spirit. Think about all the things that God has done in and around your life. And you go through things, and it seems like you go through them over and over again. In your own mind, Gwen, you start saying, I've been through this before. Anybody know what I'm talking about? But see, here's the joy of that. If God has brought you through something before, then if you get to that something place again, he's able to bring you through it again. Let me help you with this, Marshall, because see, sometimes God causes and allows us to go through things again and again because we don't get it the first time. You need to be reprogrammed. You need to have an attitude adjustment seminar. You need to have your head straightened out sometimes. Sometimes it's in your mind. And so God has to give you time and opportunity to let some conditions, some circumstances sink in. Do I have any witnesses here? It says now you're into December now. And you're looking back over these last 11 months, and it looks like you've been in a wilderness for 11 months. Now, whatever your wilderness is, it may appear, it might be a wilderness relationship, but it may appear that you're in the same place as you were 3, 4, 5 months ago. It doesn't look like you're getting or making any progress. And you're concerned not so much about the progress as you are the process. Whenever you're in a wilderness, usually you don't remain there. But the period of time that you spend in your personal wilderness can have a devastating effect on your process and your progress. Some of us have been blessed, all of us have been blessed by God. But we have not been good stewards of that which God has given us. So now that we find ourselves in this wilderness, we are at a loss as to what to do next. Some folk running around in circles right now trying to figure out how they can find another credit card to take care of their purchases for Christmas. When everything is telling you you need to hold back on credit because credit is not cash. Somebody missed that. Just because the card says that you have $500 spending limit on cash advance does not mean that if you use that cash advance, it's not going to have to give it back. You're going to have to get it back. And just because you have when you do have a limit on that advance, that means that's all that you can get at that one time. And anything over that, there is an additional charge for going over the limit. And I feel that there's so many of us today who so been in such a routine of spending, as opposed to having in our routine one of saving, that we're spending money or worried about spending money that we never had in the first place. We're operating in a wilderness economy. Well, I call this time that we're in right now a period of national desperation. There are a lot of desperate people in our homes, in our towns, surrounding us. And Israel was in this moment of national desperation. And it was while they were in that moment that God spoke to Joshua their newly appointed leader, and gave him an affirmation that there was an upgrade in their future. There was an upgrade in their future. You need to get this before I go to the next line. You need to get this, that is it not a joy to know that when you get down to your last dime, even when you couldn't hear the voice of God while you were getting down to that dime, just in time, God speaks blessing into your life. Somebody still didn't get that. I don't care what it is you're going through right now. You still may have some more things to go through after the right now. What you want to do is to position yourself so that when God speaks out, you will hear his affirming voice saying, I want to upgrade you. Upgrades don't come automatically. There are no automatic upgrades. Well, Pastor, we got COL, cost of living, yeah. But no, that's not an upgrade. That's just bringing you in line with what's already going on. The price already gone up, and your COLA is just trying to get you where you can live with what has already gone on. And for most of us, by the time we get to that point, we're already so far in debt. So it does not come automatically. God gave Joshua and gave Israel several qualifying criteria that would assure an upgrade. Gave them several things that would assure that they would experience an upgrade. You need to write this down right here. If you got a pencil and paper, you can borrow it from somebody else because you need to remember this. Go back home and read it. Here's the first thing. This is what God said to Israel and to Joshua. He said, be strong. Tell somebody, be strong. Just want to tell somebody. See, there's some weak folks sitting right next to you. Yeah, I don't mean they're strengthened in terms, they're physically weak. I mean they're weak in terms of being able to deal with their circumstances. You got to understand that God calls for us to be strong. That means we have to be in position to resist yielding to temptation. The temptation of sin. The songwriter says, yield not to temptation, for yielding is sin. It's the yielding to the sin that gets you into the various and sundry predicaments. So you have to be strong in order to resist yielding to temptation. The second thing is, don't give Satan a chance. Don't give the devil a chance to take up residence in you or with people who are close to you. Let me give you this as we go on. Don't entertain sin in the same place where you expect your blessings to show up. Can you put that down? Don't entertain sin in the same place where you expect your blessings to show up. Let me give you what that means there. Is that you need to position yourself that you can receive all that God has for you. If you surround yourself and go to places where you know God is not going to show up, then that means you're going to miss your blessing. Number 3, let me hurry through this. Obey the laws of God. You cannot make up your own rules. You did not write the Bible. And the Bible is not going to change because you disagree with a text. Don't allow religious misinformation to take over your spiritual revelation.